Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about mounts, and more specifically we're going to talk about the Vombata mounts, which are the wombat mounts of Zereth Mortis and Protoform Synthesis, and how to create all three of them. But before we get into all of that, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, and that is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for anyone who loves learning and wants to explore their creativity and learn new skills. Invest in yourself and your personal growth. Do you have a specific skill you're trying to learn? Well, Skillshare is the perfect place to start. From photography to illustrations to graphic design, freelancing and more, you can find classes to match your goals and your interests. For me personally, I've been checking out Skillshare and their social media marketing course, trying to learn more about gaining followers and likes and kind of just social media do's and don'ts. It's been really good and really interesting, and I've learned a lot already from this course on Skillshare. So sign up to Skillshare today, and the first 1,000 people to use my link with my code MrGM will get a 1-month free trial to Skillshare. Check the link in the description below this video, and thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Right, so this video is about the Vombata mounts, which are the kind of wombat type mounts that kind of use the rigging of a bear mount, but they are really cool, and there is 3 to create, and you create those through Protoform Synthesis. So, let's talk about Protoform Synthesis first and foremost. You need to have that unlocked to create this mount. Now, how do you do it? You do it through the Cipher system, the Cipher of the First One system. Now, to unlock the Cipher system, you need to do the first 3 chapters of the campaign, and then you need to research all the way up to the Soperanian understanding. I think that's how it's pronounced. I would take this route right here of researching your things and kind of do a beeline for that research. Will take a couple days if you haven't done it already. After that, a small quest line, and then you'll unlock Protoform Synthesis and the Synthesis Forge in Zereth Mortis, and you'll be able to pick up the schematics and grab all the materials and things like that. So now that's all explained, let's get into the mounts. So the first one we're going to take a look at is the Adorned Vombata. This is the red and silver variety of the Vombata. I actually really like this model, it's one of my favorite ones. So to obtain this mount, you're going to need a schematic. The schematic for the Adorned Vombata is inside a treasure called the Grateful Boon. Now the Grateful Boon is located in this area right here on the map, and to get over there you're going to either need Door of Shadows or just to fly over there. I'm sure at this point most people have flying. So once you fly over there, you actually need to pet all of the creatures in the area. All of the cervids, all of the Vombatas, all of the lupines, once they're all been petted and they're all sitting down, the Grateful Boon will spawn and you'll be able to loot the schematic for the Adorned Vombata. Kind of like that, kind of fun. If you've already done it before you unlock Protoform Synthesis, just do it again and the schematic will just be on the floor next to where the treasure would have been. You're also going to need 450 Genesis motes. Genesis motes are just dropped from everything in the zone in Zereth Mortis once you've unlocked Protoform Synthesis, so you're going to need 450 of those to create the Adorned Vombata. The next item we're going to need is the Lens of Focused Intention. Now this is actually acquired from Velo, which is the Enlightened Quartermaster. You're going to need Revered with the Enlightened to actually purchase this item for the Vombata. So yeah, just get Revered with the Enlightened and you'll be able to purchase this. The final item you're going to need is a Vombata Lattice. Now this is going to be needed for all 3 of these mounts, and this is just obtained from Vombata in the zone. It is a slightly low drop chance, but you can purchase it on the auction house if you want to. The next Vombata mount we're going to take a look at is the Curious Crystalsniffer, which is a problematic name. Anyway, for this mount, you're going to need a schematic, of course. The schematic for the Curious Crystalsniffer is inside the room for Halondrus. Yes, in the raid, in the Sepulchre of the First Ones. So you do actually need to defeat Halondrus for this, and this can be done on NFR. It is located on this location right here, so once the boss is defeated, just go there and pick up the schematic. It can be looted multiple times by multiple people, so do not worry too much about other people grabbing it first, because, yeah, everyone can loot it there. You're also going to need 400 Genesis motes, as I mentioned, can drop from pretty much everything in the zone, pretty passively obtained, or you can just farm it in various locations around Zereth Mortis, but yeah, 400 are going to be required for this mount. Now, the rare item for this mount is the Crystallized Echo of the First Song. Now, these are located on the island where the raid is, the Sepulchre of the First Ones, in predetermined locations, and I'll leave all of the TomTom coordinates down below in the description, so you can pick up one of those pretty easily. And finally, of course, you're going to need a Vombata Lattice. As mentioned, this drops from any Vombata in the zone or can be purchased on the auction house for gold if you don't want to farm it. Our final mount is the Darkened Vombata. To get the schematic for the Darkened Vombata, it's pretty simple. It's just over in the desert area in Zereth Mortis in this location right here. You can just pick that up. It's inside this cage. Very, very simple to get. To create this mount, you're going to need 450 Genesis motes. As mentioned, Drops from pretty much everything in the zone, so go farm those Genesis mods. You're going to need a lot of them to create some of these Protoform mounts. The rare item is a Morforged Bridle. Now, the Morforged Bridle is a pretty interesting item to obtain. You will need to go into the Sepulchre of the First One's raid. So, this is really, yeah, it's an interesting item. Now, it drops from the High Vault Cache, which is a locked chest in the raid, just after the first boss in the sandy area of the raid. Now, to unlock this, you need a Security Override Orb. Now, this is dropped from Taskmaster Zypro, but he needs the buff Security Override. Now, to get Security Override, you need to have 3 or more stacks of the buff Synergy by having broker mobs near it. Now, the play here is obviously to pull the mini-boss, get him low, and then bring in the broker mobs to get the buffs of Synergy, and then kill him, and that will drop, obviously, the Security Override Orb. And I believe after that, everybody will be able to loot the high value cache for a chance at the Morforged Bridle. So that's going to be that item. It's a little bit more complicated than some of the others, I must admit. And finally, much like the other mounts, you will need a Vombata Lattice, so go purchase it on the auction house, or you could go farm it from Vombatas around Zereth Mortis. And that's pretty much it. That is all of the Vombata mounts of Protoform Synthesis. There are 3 to create, and as I said, this is one of my favorite models in 9.2. They're actually adding a new running animation in 9.2.5 as well, which is really cool, so I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully this guide has helped you create those Vombata mounts with Protoform Synthesis. So let me know down below, guys, what you think of the Vombata mounts of Zereth Mortis, and if you have any tips and tricks on how to get some of these items for the Vombatas, especially that Vombata Lattice. So before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome. And if you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. I've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and as I said, I'm now streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. You want to see me streaming World of Warcraft, patch 9.2.5, 10.0 Alpha Beta, Wrath Classic, literally anything, over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.